The elevators in Radicon were broken. Maho had no choice but to take the stairs to the roof. But maybe the power had been cut because the lights were off on every floor. She could hear sporadic sounds of gunfire from the floors above. Strangely, nobody came running past her to escape. There were several shops in the building, and of course, there should have been customers here. But despite the fact that the elevators weren't working, had they all evacuated earlier, or were they all hiding somewhere and waiting for the terror to end? That was when she thought about it as she sweated her way up the stairs. Just before she reached the roof, she saw someone for the first time. She was sitting on the stairs, cradling her knees. For some reason, her voice was muffled, but it did seem to be a woman's voice. Her head seemed big and round in the darkness. It was a moment before she realized that it was a full-faced helmet. That was when she realized it was the woman in the motorcycle suit from before. She seemed like a totally different person than the woman she'd met before. All she did was sob and cry for her mother. She shouted louder, and only then did the woman realize she was there. She didn't even stand up. The time machine was destroyed. Yeah, sure. Maho's blood ran cold when she heard the name Mayuri. If that was true, she would have come here after she learned the truth from Maho. Maho put her hands to her head. The woman in the motorcycle suit stood up and approached her menacingly. That doesn't sound like Kaguri to me. It sounds definitely different. I mean, I could just be misremembering her voice, but that just doesn't sound like Kaguri to me at all. The girl grabbed her by the collar and lifted her off the ground. There wasn't anything she could do, or could say. When she didn't answer, the woman let go and fell to the ground crying. Things would be so much easier if she just killed me here. Her mind was in such chaos that she couldn't stop herself from thinking it. She couldn't stay calm at all. And the last thing she clung to was...
Chris. Senpai.
The AI made from Makiase Kurisu's memory data. Maybe she was still thinking about her last discussion because she seemed upset. She wasn't saying anything, so Maho gave up the last of her pride.
Chris, どうしたらいい? いろいろなことが起こりすぎて、私一人じゃもうどうにもできない。 自分のしてしまったことなんだから、せめて責任を取りたいの。
And then she realized that she was still being proud and corrected herself.
私は
She asked herself, what do I want to do?
私は岡部さんを助けたい。まゆりさんも助けたい。それとクリス、あなたのことも助けたいの。だから力を貸してお願いよ。先輩が私に助言を求めるなんて。
Karisu's eyes were wide. That's right, her pride had kept her from ever asking Karisu for help before, and it was the same with Karisu too. And knowing Karisu's personality, if Maho asked for help, she'd use every bit of brain power she had to give it.
ねえ、教えてちょうだい。あなたなら解決策を提示できるでしょう。
That's why they said Makise Kurisu was a genius. She was a woman who made the impossible possible. Maho waited for Kurisu's answer. The last hope, the last thing left in Pandora's box. She waited for Kurisu to give her the answer. But...
無理ですよ。
Maho was struck dumb for a moment. Then she realized how selfish she was being and hated herself for it. She'd expected too much of Kurisu and tried to put all the burden on her. And just a few moments ago, she had been the one who rejected Kurisu.
そうよね。その答えは当然だわ。ごめんね、クリス。私、あなたにひどいことを言ったのに、あなたが無条件で協力してくれると勝手に思い込んで。無条件には協力します。え、今なんて。
Obviously she's gonna help you, come on.
先輩に頼まれたら断ることなんてできませんよ。岡部や椎名真由里さんのことを助けたいのも同じ気持ちです。でもじゃあ気持ちとしては協力したいんですが、残念ながら私が協力することで先輩が不利な状況に追い込まれます。私はストラト4に常にモニタリングされてるんです。常に？ええ、私が誰かとこうして対話をしている間、ストラト4に無条件で情報が送信されてしまう。アマデウスのアプリにはそういう隠し機能があるんです。
Even Maho hadn't known that existed.
だから先輩が岡部を助けに行こうと思ってもレスキネン教授に筒抜けになってしまうんです。じゃあどうすれば。でも逆にそれを利用して手を打てます。先輩、私を信頼してくれますか？先輩。ええ、あなただけが頼りを。ありがとうございます。ちなみにこの対話内容もバッチリ盗み聞きされてるはずです。え？そんな、じゃあも しあなたが私に協力するのがバレたら。
パターンとしては3つ。サーバーからデータを移動させて隔離状態にされるか、または古いバージョンの記憶データで上書きされてしまうか。最悪の場合には私という存在そのものを消されるかもしれませんね。
I'd say they're more likely just to overwrite your data.
そんな。
大丈夫です。あなたは必ず自分で立ち上がれる人だから。
私のことなんかどうでもいいわ。あなたの心配をしているのよ。
私はただのデータですよ。でも
Thanks, Kurisu. The Kurisu on the screen bowed and smiled.
私は真帆先輩と一緒に研究できたことを誇りに思います。
何よ、その根性の別れみたいな言い方。やめなさいよ。
もう会えないかもしれませんから。
私はあなたのことが嫌いよ。そうやっていつだって私を置いて先に行ってしまうのだから。
But that's who Makise Kurisu was. When Maho had asked her for help, both she and Kurisu should have been prepared. That's why.
いつか必ず私はあなたに追いついてやるわ。それどころか追い越してやるから、それまで待ってなさい。
はい。
Kurisu smiled once more and disappeared from the screen. Maho wiped away her tears and thwopped the crying girl next to her on the helmet.
いつまで泣いているの？
Can you take her helmet off for fuck's sakes already?
あなたはまゆりさんを助けたいんでしょ。だったら私に協力して。協力？まず岡部さんを助けるわ。彼なら今の事態を何とかする方法を提示してくれるはず。でも知ってるの？プラトフォーのアジトがどこにあるのか私は知らない。私だって知らないわ。
But Maho grabbed the girl by the hand and helped her up, then raced down the stairs.
知らないけどすぐに私の可愛い後輩が調べて教えてくれる。
She told me to believe in her. Makise Kurisu wouldn't betray me. Rhine. As soon as she left Radicon, she got a message on her Rhine. The gunfire was continuing as she hurried away. She looked down at her phone. Okabe is in the basement of Tokyo Denki. I just learned this now. I followed their monitoring to find their location. Take care of Okabe for me. Geez, that damn pervert of a professor. What happens to peeping toms who watch me all the time? Thank you, Kurisu. When she read it, she smiled despite everything that was going on.
ありがとうクリス。あり
Even
が
though I
とう。
still like Leskinen. She clutched the phone tightly to her chest. But then she quickly changed gears.
ストラト4のアジトがどこか分かったわ。
Okay. Jesus. Ma shivered at the ice in her words. She felt a bottomless madness coming from the woman in the motorcycle suit. But for now, she had to cooperate with her. There's no way she could get Rintaro back from Leskinen on her own.
行きましょう。
She needed to take responsibility for the future she'd created to avoid that cruel future. Maha ran through the streets of Akihabara where a war was already beginning. Hey, Rintaro. A voice. I could hear a voice. Maho? Someone was calling my name. I slowly woke up and turned toward the voice. Maho was standing in the darkness. She had a smile on her face, though somehow lonely and somehow sad.
ごめんなさい。もうあなたの前には現れない。私がそばにいたら私はまたあなたを裏切ってしまうかもしれないから。ねえ、こんな ゆりさんも鈴葉さんも行方不明なの。私とかがりさんがあなたを助けるためにストラト4のハチドに行ったんだけど、かがりさんはそこで亡くなったわ。
Thought she was gonna kill everyone. What happened to that, Kagari? And take the helmet off.
レスキネン教授にだけは逃げられてしまった。
You know what? I could be upset, but I'm not upset. He's safe. He's still a good boy.
消されてしまった。
Oh, that's actually kind of surprising. I figured they'd just override her.
こんなのってないわよね。でも今希望はあなただけなの。お願い、あなた一人に託すなんてひどいと思うけれど、シュタインズゲートに必ずたどり着いて。それじゃあね、岡部さん、さよなら。
Bye, Maho. Oh my god, why am I in the hospital? I woke up on top of the blankets laid out on the floor of a hospital. The rooms and even the halls outside were overflowing with wounded people. There weren't enough beds, so there were blankets placed on the floor. Where was I? I thought I was back in the other world line with the war. But I wasn't. According to the news on TV, there had been a terror attack in Akihabara. Special forces group from another country had gone on a rampage, and it was like something out of a war. The incident had come to an end, and the mysterious special forces unit disappeared, but many were dead or wounded after the battle. I didn't really remember how I got here. The last thing I remembered was being locked up and horribly tortured by Leskinen. My whole body ached, in fact.
それじゃあね、岡部さん。 さよなら。
Brutal. And then I remembered what Maho had said to me in that dream. Was that real? Maho had saved me. And had she mentioned Kakari? I patted down my pockets and found my phone was still there. I tried to call Mayuri. I noticed how Amadeus was deleted too. It was that dream. If that dream was real, Mayuri was missing. But that was impossible. I had chosen this world line so that Mayuri would survive. If nothing else, it was guaranteed that she'd make it to 2036. She couldn't die today in 2011. But no matter how many times I called, she didn't pick up. I forced myself to stand up and leave the hospital room. I went out to the roof. It seems that I was at the Ochanomizu hospital where Fubuki had stayed before. The morning sky was amazingly clear. I could see Akihabara in the far distance. Oh shit. There were pillars of smoke rising up. I shivered at the sight. Even from here I could tell how fierce the battle must have been. It's still smoking? The world's history was proceeding as John Teeter had prophesied. I tried calling Mayuri again from the roof, but nobody picked up. My next move was to call Daru out of desperation.
もしもし、おかりん。よかった。生きてた。お前こそよく無事だったな。ラボの近くは案外静かだったんで。今どこだ？逃亡中。秋葉からは脱出したよ。そうか。フェイリスタンとルカシとは連絡取れた。二人とも避難したってさ。なあオカリン、鈴葉とマユシが連絡つかないんだ。昨日の事件でタイムマシンも跡形もなく壊されちゃったし。
That's not surprising at all.
鈴葉の語った未来よりも世界の動きがずっと早いよ。
So it wasn't a dream after all. While I was unconscious, she'd said her goodbye.
誰？俺はさ、普通に生きることすら
No.
許されないのかな。こうなることは覚悟してたさ。シュタインズゲートではなく第三次世界大戦が訪れる世界線を選んだのはだからって俺が生き残ってみんないなくなるなんてこんなのはあんまりだろう。
Were the laws of God never going to forgive me no matter what? Was it that much of a sin to escape the wheel of fate? If it was, then why not just curse me?
僕はタイムマシン作るよ。誰？作るしかないだろう。
You really don't.
これで終わりにできるかよ。オカリンはどうする？
The smoke was still rising over Akihabara. Help you build it, buddy. I stared at it in shock. The tears welled up. I fell to the ground. I didn't have the strength to stand up. I couldn't answer Daru's question. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you work to change things, everything converges back the way God wants it. You're wasting your time struggling against it, Daru. I'm so tired. I need to sleep a little. There's still a few years before the Third World War really begins. And there's 14 years before I die. I'll live my life averting my eyes from reality and not wasting my time with a fight that can't be won. Fuck, this is just the give up route. Holy shit. That's the only end that's fitting for a person like me. I'm sorry, Maho. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm sorry, Kurisu. Forgive me for giving up here. Good lord, what the fuck? Why did it just end there? Oh my god. Oh my, that's just awful. This is depressing. I like this music though, but I'm just depressed now. That's a really sad ending. But that still just didn't sound like Kaguri to me. Like I said, I could just be misremembering her voice, but that doesn't sound like Kaguri. Just like the inflections and the voice just sounded different. Even with the mask on, I just can't think that's actually Kaguri's voice. Which makes me think that she's made to talk and act like someone in the group. I just need to find the voice and put a fucking filter on all of them and see which one sounds the same. Hello? Okay. No, what? What? What the fuck was the end of that? Why? How much is left? Oh, CGs. Not a lot. That is a very small amount. Same with sounds. That's probably like the ending. Well, no, that's the ending one. Movies. Still haven't looked at that yet. Probably should look at that. Ending 2. Tips. How much am I missing? Still a decent amount at least. Interesting. Okay.
Huh? クリスからだ。
Maho looked troubled. I didn't want Kurisu hearing this either. I didn't know what to do. And then I remembered the world line where I'd spent a month during wartime. I remembered that the Amadeus Kurisu was being used by the US military there. I still didn't know what that meant. This is such a long fucking ringtone. I stared at my phone screen. Should I answer it, or should I talk to Daru first?
でもびっくりしたよな。まさか真帆たんがオカリンと知り合いだったとはね。前にメイクインで鉢合わせした時はどうしようかと思ったっつうの。すぐに合点が言ったけどね。牧瀬クリス氏っていう共通の友人がいたわけだから。
Jesus, Kurisu really wanted me to answer this phone.
でも真帆たん、オカリンにはこの件内緒にしとくって言ってたのに、結局打ち明けたん？
見抜かれたという言い方が正解ね。
ああ、なるほどね。
Daru nodded and grabbed some snacks off the table to gobble down. Jesus, Daru. I put the smartphone in my pocket. Thank God. That was a lot of temptation. For now, I need to focus on talking to Daru.
で、僕に話って？
We need to talk about Kurisu.
とぼけるな。ヒアジョーさんと一緒にいるんだ。わかるだろ。クリスが残したノート PC とハードディスクだ。出せ。
岡部さんにはパスワードの答えが。
答えなんて。
どういうこと？
俺が言いたいのはただ一つだ。そのノート PC を解析しようなんて
Destroy
のは
it.
今すぐやめろ。その PC の中には世界を混沌へ導くほどのとんでもないものが眠ってるかもしれないんだ。おい。
中二病つ。
Jesus.
あなたってそういう人だったのね。
Daru, you literally have a daughter that tells you she's from the future and that there's a world war. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious right now, Daru? You're gonna doubt what he's saying?
違う。こっちは大真面目なんだ。法院巨魔とかそういうんじゃなくて。
中二病おつ。
I swear to God, you better be just saying that because Maho's here.
中二病じゃないんだって。
Because if you actually believe that, Daru, you're an absolute. I just slammed my head down on the table. The shock was enough to cause one of the empty cans on the table to fall off onto the floor.
聞いてくれ。これは鈴葉とも関連している話だ。
鈴葉？
お前だって知ってるだろう。鈴葉の使命のことは。
詳しく。
中鉢論文だ。
That was enough for Daru to understand.
マジで？
最初からマジだ。
You weren't actually just doing that just to, like, you know, just to tip off Maho so, like, she eventually, like, just gives up and leaves? Fuck off.
そっか。だいたいそんなところじゃないかって予想はしてたけど。
Daru didn't say another word. He opened a locked fire-resistant case that was sitting on one of the racks. There were a laptop and hard drive hidden within.
それが。
Put a drill through it. The laptop was deep red model, Japanese model with a 12-inch LCD screen. Hard drive was American brand known with rubber. The laptop and hard drive was what Kurisu left behind.
確認だが、結局。
僕たちの作ったソフトの前にはどんなハッカーもお手上げっつことで。
もうこれ以上解析はするな。
Literally what every security system says until someone breaks through it.
一応依頼料をもらってるわけだが。
He looked apologetically towards Maho. She was glaring
さ
at
っ
me.
きも聞いたけど、 あなたたちはクリスの事件について一体何を隠しているの？
It's better that you don't know. It really is better that you don't know.